adopter of this pick. He was spamming it in solo queue. He really does like playing a lot of these champs. So even though we associate it so heavily with Hambach, it's not going to be a champion that he's unfamiliar with. And the Ornn there, kind of as I expected, I feel like it's a pretty obvious Ornn pick when you have
leveling up against those top-of-the-table teams. But Sentinels, just like I was talking about when we saw the players walking onto the stage, you can never really count these guys out. Nice dredge line there into the deadly flourish right after Rahel and Huhi finding a quick combo there with a cryogen. The heal has already been used. Cryogen does have the flash, however. Hambach goes in. Safeguard right on top of the enemy support. Finds the kill there. Deadly flourish puts the dredge line yet again. Sentinels wants another one. They'll end up trading a 2-for-1, but it's big plays coming out.
Everyone kind of knows this is up.
Okay. Darkwing's rotating over, though. He will be the first of the mid laners to make his way into this scrap, as we are going to have 4 collapsing here from FlyQuest. Hambach in a lot of danger. Safeguards back over to Huhi, but now a beautiful mystic shot comes in from Masu, and he'll pick up the kill. Huhi with a flash over the wall.
Push in for a lot of these champions, especially in a melee versus melee matchup.
Ooh, Huhi going in with a flash. Dredge line looks for the play here, and sure enough, they're going to find it. Cryogen does not have the flash ready to go. His heal was back off cooldown, but there's also got buffed in terms of both the damage that the tick does to the turrets, as well as how durable the little grubbies are.
Yeah, and also Griffin going Protoplasm Harness first. Still fairly common if you're not expecting to scrap a huge amount or scale with the Heartsteel, but it's a really fast one-item spike. So he's looking to find combat
TF's items, and he's on Swifty Boots and a Catalyst. I mean, so he's just not going to do any damage.
Impact is just not going to die this game, is kind of the look of it right now. Nice kick.
Nicely done. Quad getting away. Has to try to get further back into the jungle, but no, sir, not going to happen. The resonating strike secures it up to number 2.
Use that tempo created from the top lane gank. Just run straight back down river and then makes a play when Quad re-arrives in lane. So really nicely done there with Hambach's Lee Sin early on in this game.
I love when Lee Sin is back in the meta. I feel like it's a character that allows players to really have so much skill expression in both their mechanics and their decision-making.
Completely agree. It is very exciting. Huhi on the wraparound.
Yep, he's decided to go forward. Open with the depth charge into the dredge line, plus that deadly flourish combo. Huhi is going to lose about half of his own HP here, and Rahel won't get the opportunity to open up the curtain call. Masu's still healthy enough. Cryogen could block every bullet. Griffin does show up down here, though. So if Sentinels stick around a little bit too long, they may end up getting punished. And sure enough, as soon as Huhi takes the recall, Griffin swoops in with the Ishtal's impact. Rahel isn't going anywhere. He tries to get a kill in exchange. And FlyQuest wants to give the kill over to Masu.
Now both the Bard and the Caitlyn, and now you've taken away this Garner. So if they want, they can just maintain those.
Nicely done there from Huhi with the dredge line onto Masu. Counterattack arrives from FlyQuest, but now Hambach's getting locked up here in the front line. Masu's still very low, staying alive as the curtain call opens up. The bullets aren't hitting the target. Beautiful Dragon's Rage to set up the 4th shot. Hambach making it look easy there as Griffin at least gets one back. Huhi falls. Rahel still trying to find the damage here for the big 4th shot. Deadly flourish out of the Rune Prison. Resonating strike over the wall. Griffin very low with the Protoplasm Harness, healing him right back
to pick up that kill. And you're seeing, to me, Sentinels does just have a lot more damage. FlyQuest kind of can burst one person and they're just surviving.
Mid lane. Looks like they want to scrap with FlyQuest.
All right. Keep your eyes on Hambach as the dredge line from Huhi hits Masu, forces the essence shift away. Deadly Flourish not going to find a target, but the Realm Warp about to arrive. Nobody's going to take the portal. A little bit too dangerous on that one. Teleports about to come through as the Herald is already secured by Griffin. Gakko's making his way into the fight. Keep your eyes on the equalizers. The Ornhorn goes through first. Griffin's going to get locked up, but that's a tanky Skarner. Huhi, very low on HP. Darkwing's also barely getting away. Sentinels, they leave, but they get the worst of the trade.
And they are going to see if they can pull off a dive on bot side here, but FlyQuest feels like they're aware.
Nobody else is around Quad right now, so there shouldn't really be a whole lot of ways out here for this Twisted Fate. Meanwhile, FlyQuest will get something back, summoning up the Herald in mid lane, taking out the tier 1 turret there, as now Huhi finds a dredge line onto Griffin, but he's got to be careful. The rest of FlyQuest is right behind that Skarner. Huhi continues walking away. Hambach now with a safeguard, back towards his own support, but it's Darkwings who's got to be careful. He has to walk out the whole distance of the equalizer. Hambach also eating a ton of damage here from the Flame Spitter, but nobody else on FlyQuest could do the rest of the damage. So even though Gakkos gets 2 targets, very, very low, it's not low enough, but it is enough to earn FlyQuest control over the Dragon Pit to stop the Sentinel stack.
I think it's a pretty interesting trade, not necessarily a clear win one way or the other, because stopping Soul Point is very important to FlyQuest, even if it costs them pretty much all their ultimates at TF and a lot of plates on that top turret. So FlyQuest delaying the Soul, and Sentinels is getting a lot of gold for this trade.
Yeah, they are getting some gold, and Sentinels going to be happy that they got the kill, but I do think it was critical for FlyQuest to stop that soul stack here. If you're giving over Cloud Soul, that is so ridiculously powerful. And the timing, even in a 4v5, they knew some tools had been spent to kill off their TF, so they really hard forced. They got in there to stop the base from Darkwings, and they know Darkwings is not playing TP. Yes, he has a Realm Warp, but ever since that Phase Rush nerf, it has been pretty much all Ghost Rise, and we're able to stop that.
Now Griffin under pressure in his own jungle again. Protoplasm, Skarner, he tanks a lot, but he still feels enough pressure to need to flash over the wall to make sure he doesn't lose anymore.
A little surprised he flashed instead of trying to walk it off, but Jin was in range to apply some additional CC, and now it's Cryo.
Yeah, this is more of a problem, as now they're also going to commit the depth charge here onto the Karma. Ornhorn flies over the wall, but Cryogen with a flash away clears enough space to keep himself safe. Meanwhile, Sentinels bringing in even more backup, dropping wards in the FlyQuest jungle, stealing away camps.
And a lot of cross-map happening right now. Both flashes burned from support jungle, but while FlyQuest was taking the Dragon,
still so far away.
I'm going to be honest, I'm really struggling to see who FlyQuest is even going to go for.
They're going after Huhi right now, it appears, as Impact flashes over the wall, keeping himself alive as well. Huhi pretty low on HP. Spider-Man's back away. Impale committed only onto Impact as Huhi flashes over the wall, staying alive. Impact, it's hard to kill him, but he will eventually die. Darkwing's positions with the Realm Warp behind him. Deadly Flourish finds its mark on the quad. The Twisted Fate going to be your target here at the very beginning from Sentinels. FlyQuest regrouping. Baron still at about 2/3 HP. Griffin staying on it as the fourth shot flies out. Cryogen, the only one taking any meaningful damage. Sentinel still trying to step up. Griffin gonna eat a fourth shot there coming out from Rahel, as he's also got to be careful. Nice Deadly Flourish from Rahel, locking up the Skarner so he can't chase any further. Quad's got to be a little bit careful here. Darkwing's getting caught, getting burned down. The Rise takes one with them. Sentinels are piling in, but Griffin isn't dead here yet. Humbug goes for the kick. They finally kill the Skarner, but now a TP's about to arrive. Impact has made it back in. He sends himself to his own doom as Impact finds the knock-up onto Quad. Needs a little bit more damage with the Bellows Breath. Cannot do it. It's a melee up here in the topside river as Impact does not want to stop the Deadly Flourish to follow up. Masu gets absolutely clapped. And in imminent danger, Hambach just going to jump over the wall, immediately start up the objective though. Destiny used to reveal that, so FlyQuest knows they got to step up now. Quad going to go ahead, port in over the wall. Has the gold card just about long. We're going to use it right now as Griffin trying to reposition himself. Ornhorn flies to the fight already. A nice pick. Rahel is shut down. Griffin gets exactly what he needed, and FlyQuest may have found their fight. Hambach completely out of energy, has to retreat. Gakos is low, but he is not dead. Rahel getting picked there. The battle lines failing and the Jin dying opens up the door for FlyQuest. Would need to be a hero moment to try to steal this Baron away. Most likely a one-way trip if he commits. Darkwings, though, nearly dead himself, forced to use the Zonia, staying alive for now, and he cannot trade Quad. So that's another kill back up to FlyQuest as they take
in on him. Griffin gets in with the Impale. They collapse from multiple sides. There's nowhere really for Rahel to run.
And they just don't stop either. They're still trying to pull Sentinels into this Baron with Darkwing still dead.
Impact's on the other side of the map. He does have his teleport, but I don't know if they're really planning on doing a whole lot with this. Quad arriving here for that gold card onto Hambach. Shift over the wall from Masu. They want to try to finish the kill. The equalizer slows him down for the True Shot Barrage. A kill on Hambach plus a Baron means a 5,000 gold.
He might have been able to create some space for Hambach, walk in, get some vision for him to try to look for a steal. But FlyQuest punished heavily there. They
call that range to take everything they can off of the map. Tier 2 turret here in the bottom lane will fall as FlyQuest pressure two different lanes.
And FlyQuest has really clutched up in the last 4 minutes. This game was incredibly even, maybe even behind for them. But now Masu has this Ezreal power, and they're playing the Karma Ezreal as long as he doesn't get picked. It's all eyes on Masu.
And you can see Impact stepping up to try to psych him out there a little bit, but Masu just completely steadfast in his positioning as Quad going to put the pressure on the mid lane tier 3. Meanwhile, the rest of the team, alongside these two Baron-empowered cannon minions, have the bottom lane turret down to its final plate. Next wave about to crash into the turret now. FlyQuest playing it slow and safe. Don't want to overcommit and allow Sentinels and engage underneath the turret that's barely hanging on. Bottom lane inhibitor now exposed. Quad again, going to have the wave shoved up in mid. That one's not going to drop quite yet. FlyQuest continue to push bottom side. Impact stepping up. Not a whole lot to be gained from a Deadly Flourish there to Griffin. Counter Impale comes out as the Protoplasm Harness heals him up yet again. Flashback over the wall from Impact. Griffin stays alive. between last week and this week, the LCS playoffs are showing the value of Protoplasm Harness. Hambach goes in for the big kick, tries to find it, but there's no backup. Everybody on FlyQuest is still alive. Darkwings has to pop the stasis just to not get hit by the Eastal's impact. Impact will at least get something back himself. He gets the shutdown of the Gaktos, but Cryogen's ready to go forward. True Shot Barrage won't hit Rahel. Is it even gonna matter? No, FlyQuest with their game-winning push. Yet again, they don't back down. It's a full send in the bottom lane from FlyQuest. They counter the Sentinels' attempt. They want to find the last kill here in the fountain, and Fly take game one.
Griffin is popping off on the player cams. FlyQuest were fearless.